For Penn State Greater Allegheny Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coach Chat. We're currently joined by the new head baseball coach here at Penn State Greater Allegheny, Kenny Creehan. And Kenny, first of all, welcome to Penn State Greater Allegheny. And what were your reactions when you got hired, and how are you feeling about your new position?
Well, thank you very much. I'm very excited. It's going to be a challenge, needless to say. During the interview process, we talked about, some of the pitfalls, some of the needs, some of the wants, and it seemed like that myself, Coach Kerr, Corey Morton, we shared a lot of the same thoughts and philosophies.
And you're a guy who's had a lot of success at many different levels. I know you coach travel ball in the summer, but you've also had success at Division I, coaching at the Citadel and VMI. Having that success at the Division I level, what does that help you with coming down here to Penn State Greater Allegheny to help our program?
Well, I think it's knowledge transfer. I think there was a lot of success in the places that I was. The Citadel, we were very, very successful right from the onset, going to the College World Series in 1990. And then from there, when I went to VMI, it was more of a turnaround, but there was success involved there as well. So, both ends of the platform will translate a lot. And then, when I was the head coach at Lincoln Memorial, there was a lot of learning to go involved from being an assistant to being the head guy. So, like I said, just a lot of knowledge transfer.
And now you're coming here to Penn State Greater Allegheny. You have a couple of veterans returning from last year's team, Dylan Ernst, Matt Smith in the pitching mound, and guys like that. Seeing the returners from last year and having met with them, what is your feeling about last year's team, and what is your, excitement for this year's team?
Yeah, well, last year's in the books, right? Whatever successes that they had last year, we'll build on that. And whatever the successes they didn't have, we'll try to make that a strength, actually. But what we're going to do in the fall is we're just going to take it one step at a time. We have a lot of new terminology, a lot of systems that we got to put in place. So it's going to be a big turnabout, not only for the coaches, but for the players, because they're going to have to learn a whole new system. And it's going to take us quite a while to implement everything.
Currently joined by new head baseball coach here at Penn State Greater Allegheny, Kenny Creehan. And Kenny, you have 3 coaches coming in to help you on your staff. Talk about them and what each of them brings to the program this season.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tim Quinn, he'll help us a lot from just an overall baseball standpoint. He's a guy that also coaches at All-American, does a great job. He was a long-time head baseball coach in high school. So he's going to bring a great wealth of knowledge himself. He's going to actually kind of head up our junior college recruiting. So that'll take a big load off of my shoulders. Lenny Pacini, also bringing about 7-8 years of experience along with him, and he'll help out from just overall all the positions. And he's a great guy to have around in the clubhouse, in on the practice field, in the dugout. So he'll for sure keep the guys loose. And Connor Fitzmaurice, he's going to do a good job. He was a catcher in college, so he'll help us from behind the dish and helping some of the catchers.
And then as you go into fall ball this season, what are you looking for as a head coach throughout fall ball and getting the guys ready for next semester and the start of the season?
Yeah, so really the biggest thing that we're after right now is just a strength standpoint. We got to figure out not only where are the kids from a physical strength perspective, but also what do they do that are their strengths. We have to figure that out as a staff. And then we just have to build on that. So again, it's going to be a long process. We have probably about 12 months worth of stuff that we're going to have to cram into about 6 months.
And finally, I know it's a long way away from next season, springtime, but how ready are you to get going, get out there, and start playing games next semester?
It's a great question. One of my biggest philosophies is you have to be ready before you're ready. We talked about that in our first team meeting. I talked about that in our first coaches meeting. It sounds funny, but you have to be ready before you're ready. Come March when we tee it up, we have to be ready for that. So each and every day that we're in the weight room, on the practice field, in the gym, whatever it is that we're doing, we have to be ready for that day. And for our players, they have to learn how to capture to win each day. And then when they learn how to do that, come March when it's time to tee it up, we'll be in good shape.
Thanks, Kenny. Congrats on the position and good luck this upcoming season.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
For Penn State Greater Allegheny Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.